Back at it with another video, Flav Media. We're going to be diving into the terms and conditions, TikTok, ByteDance, Capcut, whichever one you use. You should be wary of using this platform going further past June 12th, 2025. Even if you're already on it, there are some terms and conditions that you really need to look out for, and one is going to be the most important. This is your first time joining me, consider subscribing to the channel, like the video, comment below. Let's get into this video. So if you're an influencer on social media using TikTok, ByteDance, or even if you're using Capcut, the terms of service has just changed, and it's changing for the worse. You further grant us and our affiliates, agents, service providers, partners, and other connected third parties, and royalty-free, fully transferable, including sub-licensable, worldwide license to use your username, image, and likeness to identify you as the source of any of your user content, including for use in sponsored content. Now, you might think you do own your own intellectual properties.
If you use Capcut to edit, or you're even thinking about using Capcut to edit, you really need to watch this video. Hey there, I'm Kevin Colby, and just for disclosure, I've never used Capcut. I don't use Capcut.
Me either. I don't use Capcut, TikTok, never been on the platform. I just think it was one of those platforms that if they're able to have their servers in another country and they're able to pull data from what you're using and store it on their servers, it's a problem. Not like any other platform doesn't have your information, but TikTok, ByteDance is a little bit different because it's not a US company. You will definitely need to reevaluate how going forward using TikTok or ByteDance or Capcut if you use it. Let's continue.
I use Final Cut Pro, just in case you wonder, what do you use? I use Final Cut Pro. Capcut has recently changed their terms of service. Personally, I'm going to tell you, if I used Capcut, I would stop using Capcut.
You hear what he's saying? If you're using Capcut for any video editing, transitions, effects, any of those features, he's suggesting that you stop using this.
But I want to call this to your attention because I find this insane. So if you're ever curious about terms of service on anything you use, most of the time, they'll put terms of service at the footer of a website. So you go all the way down there and look for terms of service. Typically, whether you use a service for paid or free, there's terms of service. Facebook has terms of service. YouTube has terms of service. Here's what I saw. Now, there's something that's very key here. And if you notice right there at the top, it says last updated June 12th, 2025. If you're never sure, if you're looking at the current terms of service, always look at when is the last updated. And some people don't know this. Capcut is owned by the same company that owns TikTok, ByteDance, which I've always thought is ironic that people get wound up about TikTok. Full disclosure, I can't stand TikTok.
Me either. I don't like TikTok. Why am I going on a social media platform like TikTok?
Tried TikTok 3 different times, and I decided after the 3rd time I was deleting it. I was done. In my opinion, it's a horrible platform. But the same company owns Capcut, and I've always thought it was ironic that people get wound up about TikTok and they just sign up for Capcut. And whether you use a free or a paid plan with Capcut, these terms of service apply to you. So this isn't to scare you, it's just to alert and alert you. And I want you to see how far down they have buried this. I mean, this is real time. I'm going down. It may take me a second to
it's a lot of terms and services that we not going to read it.
Again, in fairness to ByteDance and Capcut, when you're using a service, they're giving you the rights to use it, free or paid, and they have some things you can and cannot do. That's cool. So it says right here that they're upfront that you own your intellectual rights, which means basically anything that you're submitting, anything you're creating, you own. But I want you to go right down here. You further grant us and our affiliates, agents, services providers, partners, and other connected third parties a royalty-free, fully transferable, including sub-licensable, worldwide license to use your username, image, and likeness to identify you as the source of any user content, including for use in sponsored content. It's very important you pay attention to that by using the service and uploading anything, you are giving them the rights worldwide to use all of that. And then the next paragraph, for the avoidance of doubt, the rights granted in the preceding paragraphs of the section include, but are not limited to, the right to reproduce sound recordings. Then they get into some specific things. This means that you are granting us the right to use your user content without the obligation to pay royalties to you or any third party. By you using Capcut, you're giving them the right that they can use your stuff to sell, and they don't even have to pay you anything. Or other royalty participants that may be involved either knowingly or otherwise in the creation of user content. So you're also saying by using it that Capcut could have a third party unknowingly use your content. This is the other one. Waiver of rights to user content. By uploading or making available user content to or through the services, you waive any right to prior inspection or approval of any marketing, advertising, or promotional materials related to such user content. That means if they decide to use anything you've done, you've waived the right. We or authorized third parties reserve the right to cut, crop, edit, or reuse to upload your content in our or the sole discretion. If you use Capcut, again, free or paid, you are giving Capcut the right to use your content however they want to, whether they use it to promote Capcut or unknowingly, I love that term, that legal term, unknowingly a third party uses it. They can make money off of that. They can even sell it, and you are giving them your rights to do that in perpetuity, which I've learned from Shark Tank means forever. And then you decide if you're okay with that. Because here's the thing, any service you use, even ones I recommend, read the terms of service for yourself. Maybe I missed something. I will only recommend something if I've used it or I'm using it and I have some experience with it. Whenever you use an app, you use a service, use a product, whatever, read the terms of service.
In any other software out there, they have the right to use your intellectual property and exclude you from getting paid. And make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we're going to see you on the next video. All right, peace.